there's this dude just running around the house. I've seen him like 5 times now, and why? Why just around the house? Why? Anyway, okay, so let's see if I can manage to say all the things about this book and make it make sense. Probably not. So, Godkiller. It's the first in a trilogy by Hannah Kaa. What's it? I think it had a name like... Oh, whatever. Does it say that one? No. It has a name. So far, there are 2 books out. I think the 3rd one is coming out in early 2025. Don't quote me on that. I will have it on screen. Anyway, so Godkiller. It's also a debut, by the way. Just putting that out there. So, the dude is back. He's running the other way now. Oh my goodness. Okay, so... there was a war between gods. So on one side there were gods, and on the other side there were gods and humans. And when most of the gods were like eradicated, the humans turned on the other gods, and basically now it's illegal to be a god. It's illegal. Gods are illegal. Yeah. I'm not explaining this very well, and I've just started. This is terrible. Oh my goodness. Worship of gods is prohibited. That's what I was getting at. It's a whole proclamation thing. We follow 4 perspectives, and if I'm forgetting something, yeah, but we'll follow 4 perspectives. So we have Kissin. Now Kissin, she is a Godkiller. Title. Wow. Basically, she goes around killing gods for like a mercenary kind of deal. Yeah, that's the one. And then we have Elogast or Elo. He is, well, a former knight to the king. He's kind of retired, but he's still on it, as it were. So, second character. And then we have Inara, which is basically a little child. And as her companion, and the 4th POV is Scaredy Cat. Scaredy Cat is a god, but without a altar to be worshipped at, as it were. So the gods kind of need... The gods in this world kind of need a altar to be worshipped at, to, you know, have that connection to, and to be like in existence. The way the gods are created and like stay being is because of the humans and the worshipness and that whole thing, which also begs the question that the whole God war. Anyway, so we follow these 4 characters. Mostly they are like in a band together, and they have like a common goal-ish. They do have different motives for going, but they're going to the same destination. Yeah, it's a under 300-page fantasy novel. And as I said, just the first one in a trilogy. I think the second one is not, hang on, it's not that much longer. I'll check here. Oh, it's just under 400 pages. So they're not like chunky fantasy novels, and yet they are... I say they, but I'm just talking about this one. This one, at least, is jam-packed with like actions and events, and it basically has everything all those chunky fantasy novels have, but like a condensed version. It's very fast-paced, and the author, she's used like fewer words to describe a very big thing, and I guess that's something that wouldn't like appeal to a lot of people, but it kind of did with me. I like condensed. If you can have the same thing but shorter, I'm gonna have the tiny one, honestly. I really did enjoy this. I mean, it's jam-packed, it's fast-paced, it's got everything you want. There are, however, like let's call them discrepancies, because at times it was a bit like things could get a bit muddled, because it's so fast paced, and there's a lot of like imaginary there's a lot of imagery. If you're not keeping up, it could get like confusing at times. However, I did really enjoy it. I'm looking forward to picking up book number 2, which I do have right here, so well done me. And let's see if book number 2 can keep up what book number 1 gave, and also maybe make it slightly better, because like I said, it's a debut, so there's a lot of pressure on that first book. So interesting. I really like the concept of it. That's what I'm trying to say. Book 2, Sunbringer. So I feel like whatever I say about the plot, it's gonna spoil it for, well, this book and also book 1 in a way. So I don't really want to say much about that. However, I do have thoughts about the book, like what I thought about it, really. You see what I did there? Oh my goodness, I'm so funny. I feel like the book has a lot going on. So many things that are like, I guess, revelations in a way. That are a group, a little gang from book 1. They're not together like they were in book 1. They are very much split up a bit here, a bit there, a bit everywhere, and you kind of just want them to, well, I did, I kind of just wanted them to be back together and get all the different information the different characters, I guess, gathers along the way. You kind of want them to come together and just tell everyone everything, so you can, you know, have one little unit again. But there's so many like tiny, it's not really tiny, but some like little intricate pieces that I feel is like this thread being woven throughout, that you're not going to really find out what this little thread is going to do until book 3. Hopefully we get a conclusion, because I think it's just set to be a trilogy, so book 3, when it comes out next year, I hope it wraps it up. There were a lot of like, I guess, analogies and stuff in book 1 that maybe took a bit too long to could have been done in a different way, maybe easier. But this one, book 2, does the same as book 1. It's fast paced. It doesn't use too many words to explain just the one thing. I mean, there's lots of different words. There's like lots of different words to just explain one thing. It doesn't use too many words to explain a simple thing. It's simplified in that way. It's compact. I like it because it makes it more, well, compact. It makes it more easier to read and faster to get through, because it's fast paced still. And because you don't get all the unnecessary wordage, I guess, to fill out the quota or whatever, because that's kind of what it feels like sometimes when you have over-explained things just to get the word count in, and then you're like, oh, well, you kind of feel it as a reader when it's just too much. And I feel it just keeps going. So Hannah Kaa still doing a brilliant job there. I feel like this one had, I guess, evolved more, like the writing had evolved more, which is a good thing. That's what you want to happen when you, like, the next book you read, you write, whatever. The next book you write should have evolved from the first book. There's still that same feel in book 1 and 2. Book 1 is a debut as well, so, you know, you have that whole first book thing, and then you get to a series, and if you're starting a series, you have book 2, which can become a middle book syndrome kind of a deal. But so far, I don't feel like that's what this book is. This book gave so much. I feel it almost gave more than book 1, so props. So yeah, very excited about book 3. I'm not sure when that's coming out. Sometime next year, we'll see. But for now, it's the end of this video because because that's what it is. So thank you so much for watching. I shall see you all next time. Until then, take care. Bye.